Welcome back to City Skylines. We're back on Byerwood, and my name is Stelio. So, in this episode, we're going to continue expanding this new neighborhood that I was working on and branching the sort of high density city area slowly towards neighborhoods. So, we see these triple decker housing sort of creeping up towards these buildings, and we're going to have a mesh of city buildings and industrial buildings along with these neighborhoods, because we want the important buildings along these main roads with neighborhoods stretching along the side roads. So we're going to have restaurants, fast food, and commercial all along these main roads. Behind them is going to be the traditional triple decker housing and East Coast housing that I have been placing throughout the city. And don't worry, the housing will switch eventually. It's just this is the housing that predominantly is placed within Worcester. I don't mean to say placed, I mean like built. And so these are the houses that are in these New England cities, just because that's what what the majority of the houses follow, is the guideline of the triple decker with 3 stories. Each has one, like each floor can have a family living in it. It's cheap. It's not expensive to live. It's affordable somewhat, and it's supposed to be affordable, but oftentimes it's not. But there's a whole lot of, like, in the terms of politics that go behind the triple decker house, but to avoid any of that, I just want to talk about how many there are in the city of Worcester and other cities like that, and I want to illustrate that. And there needs to be a lot for this city to resemble a New England city, in my opinion. If you disagree, of course you're free to comment. So let me know if you think differently. So right now I'm just working on connecting this neighborhood once again with the buildings that I'm working on. We're bridging the areas that we've worked on before with new areas, and that's what a lot of this city is going to be, is just slowly growing out from the areas that we started with. And I think now we really have a good enough base to work with where it's really nice to expand to new areas, because there's life in the previous areas and there's not spacious gaps in between work. So I think the progress that we've made so far is really nice, and it really makes us able to expand the city in a neat looking way. Just filling in some more cement where I think that it should be, so there isn't any grass showing in these more final areas of the city. But placing more of these large, like, meshed together commercial buildings, just because they fit nice, and this is the type of building that would be separating neighborhoods from the main commercial. Is these kind of larger buildings, not too many stories, but long strips of commercial. So I placed a few of those here along this road. Now we are sort of getting towards the road that divides the city, not directly across the x-axis, but it's sort of along the x-axis. So this road is pretty important. There's going to be a lot of important businesses and things like that on this road. So there needs to somewhat be tall buildings even stretched outside of the skyline, because this is the main road that leads into the skyline from this side of the city. So there's still going to be main businesses and tenants of businesses along this road that demand, or not demand, but just require larger buildings. So there are still going to be large buildings along these main roads. I'm kind of just freestyling this area, using a lot of houses, and not houses, but just buildings that I have, and trying to go for a lot of looks that I've seen in real life. And I don't know directly what I'm taking inspiration for on this, but it's an inspiration of a lot of things. But that's pretty much it. We worked once again on bridging this area, and I think we can finish that up in a future episode. But for now, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for watching a quick episode, and I'll see you in the next one.